Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sunday Evening Doooooooooooger. Hold on. Let's get something more chill playing. Some of this, maybe. I don't know if you can even hear that. It's fine. Hello. That's what she said. Yeah, I saw that joke earlier. Indeed. Hello, everyone. I will not be tweeting about this stream because I'm logged out of Twitter on everything by accident, and I don't have the energy to log back in. So that's what's going on with me. Hello, everyone. I hope you've had an amazing weekend. It's probably for the best, yeah. Oh my god, my whole body hurts, dude. My whole body hurts. So, as many of you know, yesterday was going to be our first, like, big moving day. My mother-in-law had messaged me and was like, "What's up? I'm totally free on Saturday. Do you want to do shit? Do you want to get down to business on Saturday?" And I said, yes, let's fucking do it, right? So we had all the boxes that had already been put together, and I put together some more boxes, and I was like, okay, I think that maybe we can do, you know, I would love to break down a bunch of the boxes that we have in the house that aren't usable as moving boxes. I've just kept a lot of cardboard and shit that I don't need to, you know. I would love to, you know, take all of the boxes over that I've already put together, you know, organize some other stuff, maybe take over toys and, you know, appliances from the kitchen that we don't need to use right away. And my mom was like, yeah, we can totally do that. No problem. And I was like, okay. So she, on the day was like, so golfing stuff got canceled. My father-in-law was going to be doing a golfing thing. She was like, golfing stuff got canceled. So, because it's been fucking snowing. So she said, I will be coming, and so will Dad. I was like, okay, amazing. That's so great. And then she said, also in the afternoon, we have your sister-in-law. I was like, okay. She said, we might also have your brother-in-law. Maybe. It depends on whether or not he's bored. I was like, that's so valid. That's totally fair. So, it turned into, like, what I thought was just going to be kind of like a, let's figure out what all these fucking keys go to and take a few things over and just kind of, like, situate. It turned into a whole thing. And it was awesome. We got so much done. My father-in-law put together a huge pile in the car park that is entirely, like, stuff that needs to go to the skip. And he, like, cleaned up a bunch of stuff that was, like, in our front yard. My mother-in-law broke down a bunch of boxes. I packed stuff. We did 2 full loads of all 3 cars to the house. I've unboxed everything that was brought over so far has already been placed in the house and unboxed. We figured out where most of the keys go, although I shouldn't say most. We figured out where almost half of the keys go, and the rest we're pretty sure don't go to anything. pretty sure they don't go to anything. But most importantly, I think Clark finally settled on what room she wants, and I desperately tried to talk her out of it, but I wanted her to take the other big room. She is the other person who lives in this house all the time. She's not going to be little forever, right? So I was like, you should have the other big room. And she was like, no, it's ugly. She's 4. No, it's ugly. I was like, it doesn't have to be ugly. We can paint it. We can do anything we want to it. And she was like, I don't want it. It's an ugly room. I was like, okay. She was like, when I'm older, then I'll take that room. I don't want it now. I was like, okay, fair enough. When you reach an age where you're like, I'd like to have that room now, we'll do it. That's totally fine. I'm fine with that. So she has chosen the smallest room that is up there. So I was like, that's fine. We'll just, we're setting up like a big play area downstairs. We'll just make sure most of the toys are not in her room, because otherwise, literally, like, where are clothes gonna go? It's like that kind of a situation, right? Because none of these rooms have closets. So, yeah, so she chose her room. She's very happy with it. She loves it. It is the coldest room and the smallest room, and she was like, I love this room. This is my room. It's the only room that doesn't have carpet, which some of you are going to be like, fuck carpet. That's fine. But it does keep you warmer. Okay. It's the only room without a carpet. Yeah. So, we'll see. She loves it though. So she's very happy in there currently. Yeah, we set up a bunch of stuff for, like the area that I want to be like the kids' play area. I realized that there is nowhere to put a TV at all. There's nowhere to put a TV, like comfortably. There's nowhere for a TV to go. But if you'll recall, Sam and I used to live in like that crazy ex-bachelor pad that was in LA, where the guy had a, like an electric projector. And I was like, Sam, we might need to return to projector, we might need to return to projector, because it's got those big wood slats, those big wood beams, because it's an old farmhouse. So it's like we could easily hide a projector screen behind a wood beam, and when we need it, it just comes down. That would be great. And I looked them up, and they are not that expensive. They're in the hundreds, but like I thought an electric one might be like 1,000 or more. So I was pleasantly surprised. Like, we could do that maybe in the future. That would be great. But yeah, Clark loves this house. She loves it. Both days that we've got, because we went back today, my niece and nephew came over and played in the mostly empty house with Clark, and it was very cute, and they had a blast. But both days that we've been there, Clark has been like, I don't want to go home. I want to sleep here. And I'm like, we don't have a bed here, homie. We cannot sleep here. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it is a huge relief. Yeah, for her to be like, this house is great, because I've talked before about how I don't think that she ever really liked this house very much, I don't think any of us have ever felt like super, there's nothing wrong with the house is fine, but I don't think any of us ever felt like super comfy in this house, or like we could settle in or any of that. So yeah, my mother-in-law said that she can tell I'm just like way happier there, because I am. But we also had our lunch date today, and that was very fun. And we went on a little walk, and showed her the house. And she was like, this is a sick house. I was like, I know. So that was fun. Yeah, the whole weekend has been very good. And honestly, like, we miss Sam, obviously, but like, I expected Clarky and I to be butting heads way more than we are. We're not butting heads really at all. We've been totally fine. We've been like, there have been a couple of moments where it's obvious we're both really sick of each other. But it's resolved so quickly. Like, one of us will say something and immediately be like, sorry. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry that I'm being an asshole, you know? So yeah, we've had a good little almost week together. Sam comes home tomorrow. I am so sore, though. My whole body hurts. And my feet especially, from walking around and like putting stuff in the cars, putting stuff in boxes. Oh my god. Because there's also just, there's nowhere to sit in this new place because we couldn't take over anything big, right? So it's not like we could take a table and chairs or our beds or anything, you know? Sam's been on a trip. He's been on a snowboarding trip with some of his old high school friends. Yeah. I think he's had fun. We've gotten lots of cute pictures of him with the boys. I have no idea what's going on with the internet. That is not my job. I have left the scene. Not a bad reason at all for us to move. No, we bought a farm. It's a very good reason to move. We're very excited. We've always been renters. There's nothing wrong with renting. But we've really wanted to buy a place with some property, have Sam's parents also live on the property with us, like the whole thing. My sister-in-law is not going to be living with us. She decided that she needs to live a bit closer to where she works, which is totally fair. But she has asked if all of her animals could still be on our property, so she's going to be coming by all the time to take care of the animals anyway, which is very cute. Hi, Brett. How are you, bud? Did you decide on paint while Sam was gone? I have decided on a lot of paint stuff. Yeah, here's the thing that's crazy is the owners of this house like really fucking went for it with the paint colors. Our bedroom is bright green, like secondary color green. And the room that I think is supposed to be like a dining room is bright red. The bathroom that's downstairs is bright red. The like entryway, I guess, is mostly wallpaper, but the walls that are painted are orange. So I was like, absolutely, right? I'm not changing that. That's perfect. But holy shit, the red that they chose and the green that they chose, offensive. Like, it's just so terrible. But I don't hate the idea of those rooms being those colors, just not those tones of the colors. Does that make sense? So I'm hoping that maybe I could choose colors that are a bit less abrasive, but still technically the same color. So like more of like a mauve-y color where the reds are maybe like a much darker green, or skewing a bit more like that beetle wing green or something. Just a nicer green color, you know, and that way I can use the paint that's already there as like the primer, right? I'm not trying to like cover up a color necessarily. I'm just trying to like shift it. So we'll see. would love the bright colors. God, I like bright colors. Not these ones. Not these ones, dude. Sam's parents are still in the process of selling their house and stuff, so. And then they're gonna need to start working on the annex. But everyone seems very, very happy with how things are going so far, so that's good. I'm not at the new house right now, no. But I have chosen the room that I'm going to work out of. I will unfortunately be sharing a wall with Clarky again. So I'll have to figure that out. It's a 4-bedroom. So I will work out of one room. Clark will be in one room. Sam and I will be in one room. Sam can, in the interim, work in the 4th room if he wants to, while we're figuring out how he's going to work in the garage. Yeah. We have no idea. Yeah, we have no, it's not like we've done a scream test in this house yet, you know? I have no idea how sound is going to travel in this house, but we'll see, I guess. But yeah, like people are saying in chat, what's nice is we own this place. So if I want to, you know, once I have the income for it, like eventually invest in soundproofing the shit out of my office, I can do that, you know? No, my office is not the big room. I don't think it makes sense for me to work at it. The big room is like, it's like a big room. And I've said before, I think even the room that I'm in right now is too big for my office, you know? It's the only room that has like any sort of storage in it. So we've been trying to figure out like, what are we going to do about clothes, right? What are we going to do? Like, where are we putting stuff basically? Are we going to be one of those households where like everybody's clothes are in one wardrobe? I don't know. We're figuring all of that out, but I don't think that room is the room that I should be in, you know? Thank you. No, the house is fine. No repairs or anything. Just things that we'd like to update, things that we'd like to renovate. But those are very, very, very down the line. We don't have the disposable income currently to do any of those things. What we can do that's free is make a list of stuff that we'd like to do, you know? Yeah, it is hard to figure out like the best way for things to be stored. What I do know is with Clark, we tried to do the whole like she has a clothes rack that has a shelf on the bottom, so we had like boxes on the bottom with like t-shirts, trousers, whatever, and then everything else got hung. That does not work. That does not work for this child. It is the second that's anytime, I just don't believe it. Anytime somebody's like, this is my Montessori bedroom for my child, and it always looks just like this. It's pristine. You know, like, I don't believe it. I think every single day that shit looks crazy because it does in our house. It doesn't matter if I sit there and organize the fuck out of that. When my kid comes home, she'll be like, all right, time to get out of this fucking uniform and put on some other clothes, right? And she digs through shit like it's crazy. And it's not like I don't bother to fold anything for her. She's 4, right? We just chuck them in boxes. But like, was that box trousers? Because now it's 5 different dresses, 1 shirt, and then I think there's some trousers at the bottom. Like, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work for us. It turns into a nightmare every day. So I want a different clothing system for her, but I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that should be, A small hanging rail. It is a hanging rail. It's a hanging rail that we hang a bunch of clothes on, and then everything that doesn't need to be hung goes, like underwear, right? Goes into boxes. Children, I'm sure this doesn't apply to all children. I'm sure there are some kids that really enjoy like keeping things orderly, Some kids are drawn to that. Clark chooses chaos every time. She's so sweet. So it's not like she's not like feral, right? But she definitely is more like Sam and I, in that like her brain doesn't go, I should keep this looking nice. It's destruction immediately, So, I don't know. I don't know what this should be, but I think it's just gonna take like Sam and Clark and I in the house at the same time, because that so far has not happened. All 3 of us in the house at once. It's gonna take all 3 of us in the house just sort of like walking around and finding the problem areas where we're not sure what's going on. We also have to like consider the fact that we have to buy a fridge, we have to buy a washing machine, all of these things. I was looking at fridges on Facebook Marketplace, and my friend that we went to get lunch with today was like, I would not, like a major electrical appliance, I would not buy from just anybody off of Facebook. That sounds like something going wrong really quickly. I was like, I guess so. Kids wearing clothes for 3 hours after school and putting them in the wash pile is what's getting me currently. There's so much more washing nowadays. Yeah, and Sam and I are pretty good about like reusing clothes, right? If we take it off and it seems fine to wear again, we will wear it again. And sometimes I'm like, how on earth, with the 2 of us wearing the same clothes like pretty consistently, how do we wind up with so much fucking washing? And it's mostly Clark clothes. Yeah, it's mostly kid clothes. You want to hear something really cute? Apparently my mother-in-law bought a fruit tree for every one of the kids in the family. So she has 7 fruit trees, like, ready to be planted, which is so cute. One of the there are a couple apple trees that are in the back of the house. One of them is dead, like, and before any of you were like, it might just be hibernating, you know, it's been chopped in half. It's done. It's dead. I don't know why it's chopped in half. The rest of the trees are fine. But this one got the hook, right? It was taken out. My mother-in-law was like, "Oh my gosh, you should pull that tree out and then put the tree in that I got for Clarky." I was like, "Oh my god, we should. That's very cute." Hi, Summer. Fashion princess must change her clothes 3 times a day. For real, though. Yeah, dead. But yeah, so now we need to figure out where we're going to put the ferret hotel, the tortoise hotel, and the chicken hotel. I guess I'll just call it for fun. So there's that. I was walking around the house trying to figure out where the litter box should go. There's like an under stairs. There's storage under the stairs, that it would fit in just fine. But it does have a door on it, so I might have to, like, you know when people take a door and they do a diagonal cut at the bottom so that cats can just, like, go in and out through the door? Might have to do that. Yeah, my sister-in-law's ferrets. She has so many of them and has built them. She bought 2 hutches and combined them together. It's an actual ferret hotel. It's huge. It's so big. So there's that. The tortoises currently live outside in a thing that she built, but she wants to build them a bigger, more of a luxurious situation. So she's doing that, and then obviously we're getting a new coop built for the chickens. So yeah, ferrets are stinky. I love them though. They're great. Yeah, we have a litter robot, so it's like a big spaceship. It's a cat litter spaceship. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's changed my life, but it is huge. So finding a convenient spot for it was annoying. But I think I can put it under the stairs. I think that's a good spot for it. I just need to, like, zhuzh it up a bit in there because currently it's very obvious nothing was in there except for dust. One moment. Oh my god. That was like a almost swallowed down the wrong pipe, but not quite, but just enough that I could tell I needed to cough or I was gonna, like, choke. I mean, again, we've moved a bunch of, like, miscellaneous shit. We are not living in the new house yet. I'm still working out of the same office. Our beds are still here. Like, we're not living there yet. So the cats are still here, you know. It is a litter box called a litter robot. So if you look up just litter robot, it shows up. It looks like a Saiyan space pod from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, we only have 3 chickens though. They'll be pretty easy to move, especially at night. That's my plan, is to just wait until they're like chilling in the coop and then ambush them. They'll be like, no. Yeah, summer, this shit, incredible. It's amazing. It fills up hours with 2 cats using it. Fills up, I don't know, once a week maybe. And it's connected to an app. So when it fills up, it just texts me and is like, hey, you should empty this. And I go, okay. And I empty it. And then I reset the system. And it goes, cool. Thank you. Do you have to do the throw the towel thing? I don't know what throw the towel means. If I open up the back of the coop while they're in there, I can just reach in and grab them. If it's Bergie, I can reach in and grab her easy because she and I are buds. If it's Mrs. Hudson, she'll be really furious about it, but she won't cause much of a fuss. Picking up Chickaletta / Rosie Posey is the hard part. She will flail. She will scream. She will do anything to make you drop her. I'm still making my way through the God-forged VODs. I'm watching them at the same pace as new ones come out. Maybe one day I'll reach the end. Oh my gosh. I have 2 sessions left. I only have 2 sessions left, dude. I don't know what I'm gonna do emotionally. I started collecting a bunch of like reference pictures for my next character. But it makes me sad. Some chickens are aggro and you have to chuck a towel and scoop them up. Oh, I see. Like when I have to clip Sherlock's nails. I have to like gently walk up to him and pick him up like, "Hey buddy, everything's just fine." And then I slyly grab a towel and I slowly wrap the towel around him. And once he realizes what's going on, he's already wrapped up. And then he just sits there and fumes while I clip his nails. Yes, they are expensive. The litter robots. They're very expensive. I do not regret this purchase at all, but it is not a purchase to make lightly for sure. You'll come back and do one-shots with the Godforged crew? I don't think there's any plans for us to do anything else with these characters. I don't think. You would have to ask Joe. I'm fully trying to brain-wise invest myself in my next character. I didn't realize it was so near to the end. It is. Yeah, we've got 1 session left and then an epilogue. Sobs. It's pretty wild. That campaign has gone for so long and Joe's done such an incredible job with it. I've watched 11 episodes this week trying to catch up before the end. I have like 4 to go. Oh my gosh. You're gonna do it. I believe in you. Thank goodness we skipped this week. So there's only a few episodes left. I'm in a mad dash to catch up. Oh my gosh. That's very sweet, guys. I'm glad you're all enjoying it. Yeah, so Godforged is gonna end, and then we'll have a long break, and then he's starting Sunforged, which will be the new campaign with all new characters on a totally different continent of like his world. We are all currently making characters for that. We've all pitched characters to Joe, as far as I know. Sam has told me some stuff about his character. I think Bree is kind of back and forth on what she wants to do. Yeah. But for the most part, I think we all have like at least a general idea of what we want to play. I've been pretty open about what I'm doing, which is recreating my very first D&D character ever, Tack. I'm really excited about it. It's been fun because the more that I like work on like how to build the character and what the character is, it's turning out to be very different from like what my first character was, but I don't think that's bad. My first character was the classic, like, I've never played D&D before, I'm just gonna try to kill everything, sort of like murder hobo, you know, shit. But there, at the end of the day, there was like an intention there of what I wanted the character to be when I played the first time. So I've taken that intention and sort of said, okay, now that I've played a lot of D&D, how would I build this character now, you know? Which is really fun. It's been very fun. I'm going for a totally different class. I'm excited. My original character, Tack, was a changeling rogue. It was an Eberron campaign. And the story that I always like to tell about this character is I was trying to rob a body and a guard came up to me and was like, hey, you can't do that. And I was like, I cut off his head so that he stops asking me questions. And my DM was like, you can certainly try, but you have a dagger. And I was like, I want to cut off his head. And he was like, okay. And I tried to cut off his head, and spoiler, it did not work. I just made a big cut in this guy's neck, and he lived, and the entire town was after me, and I caused a big old pile of shit for the entire team. And I was like, The idea of reinventing a first character now that the player is experienced is fun. I wonder what the team comp would be like for the group I run if they brought back their OG characters now with a few years under the belt. Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like a really fun idea to me, because it's been, God, when did I first play? 2006, I think, was my first game. 2006 or 2007, something like that. So, you know, like around 15 years ago, something like that. So obviously, yeah, my like sensibilities about how to make a character have changed a lot, and the way I play has changed a lot. 2006 was not 15 years ago. How long ago was it? It's 2023 now. It's longer, right? I'm bad at math, but 2003 would be 20 years ago, right? And then minus 3. So it would be 17 years, right? Am I bad at math? So it's longer than 15 years ago. Give the new tack a dagger with a beheading enchant on it. Oh my god. No, I think Joe and I have come up with some fun stuff as sort of like the nuggets to start with. Oh, thank you. Fabia's been an interesting character for me because I have no goals for her going in, you know? I like playing really flawed characters. I've talked about that a lot. Character flaws are very fun. There's a clip that just keeps popping up on my feed over and over and over again of Brennan Lee Mulligan talking about this, about like making characters that are flawed and how sometimes the flaw is unintentional because the flaw is your own personal flaw. And I was like, I've definitely done that before. But Fabia is a character that I definitely built super flawed. But unlike a lot of my other characters, she didn't have any goals really. And so it's interesting now looking at a potential epilogue, right? After everything that she's been through with this group. And being like, it's kind of crazy that like she started off as just like, I was supposed to be a guest player. For anybody who doesn't know that, I was supposed to be a guest player on Godforge. I was not supposed to stay. So yeah, so I just built a funny rabbit. I was like, she's a funny rabbit, and she steals stuff. And that's it. She's a funny rabbit. Do you find it tough to make flawed characters without causing issues for the party? No, I think the most interesting characters are flawed characters. And I don't think a flawed character has to mean disruptive, you know? So some like easy examples are Wazy, who is my original IO campaign character. Her major flaw was that she was way too honest. She was really aggressive, really honest, right? And so in RP, she would say the quiet part out loud all the time, right? And it created really good moments, I think, to have a character where everybody knew who she was, right? Like in the party, everyone knew that she was going to be the person to be like, hey, that's fucked up, right? So if they didn't want me in a situation, our more charismatic characters could be like, maybe don't come with us, you know? I've made a lot of characters who are kind of like mean and aggressive. And I've also just, you know, made characters that are well-meaning but mess up all the time, you know. Eugene is one of my most beloved characters that I've ever played. He was literally just a slime person, but he was deeply cowardly. And because of the way the fate system works, people could constantly compel me to run away from situations, to like abandon my teammates. And a few times I did, you know, and it just created like an interesting element to the story. I do think that there's a difference between playing your character in a way that is still prioritizing that everyone is there to have fun and play a game, right? And purposefully like grabbing the microphone constantly to be like, and then I do this and I ruin everything. You know? The first campaign that I was ever in, one of the guys that was in our group, so just so everybody knows that Tack was not the only one who was doing stupid shit, okay? We were like trying to get intel, and one of the guys in our group was playing, I can't remember what they're called, but he was a lion character, and he was a mage of some kind. And he decided that while all of us were like having conversations with people and trying to get information, he kicked down the door, used prestidigitation to make fireworks inside of the pub, and said, "All right, motherfuckers, who's gonna tell me about this?" And ruined the whole fucking thing. Keep in mind, that is not anything like he had played the character up to that point. He just did it because he thought it would be funny. You know? And we were like, you son of a bitch. Like, why did you do that? But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with things going wrong. And I also fully understand this idea of like, I want to play my character. I do think an important thing to remind yourself about as a player is, I am in a group. Why am I in this group? You know, sometimes when a D&D campaign is you all meet in a tavern and you go on an adventure, there isn't like a super strong reason for your character to want to be in the group, to not want to cause problems for the group, right? Tack was 100% a character because I was just playing like an asshole all the time. Tack was 100% a character where like when I died, they should have just left me dead, right? Like they obviously didn't want me in the group. But they brought the character back because they knew they wanted me to keep playing, right? So, but I was that player where it was like, I wasn't reminding myself like, I'm in a group, I'm on this team for a reason, I need to, outside of playing, I need to remember like as a player that everybody else is here to like play and have a good time. And in character, I need to remember like I need these people for X, Y, or Z reason, right? And I just didn't do that often enough. So I did stupid, dumb shit under the guise of like, but it's my character, right? It's like, right, but your character also has a reason to be in this group, right? I think sometimes that can mitigate this feeling of like, my character would do it, so I did it, even though it's caused a whole bunch of fucking problems. Juliet was a classic. I want to play the token evil teammate in a good party that cooperates with and likes the party but has an evil agenda. Yeah, that's always hard. I think a lot of times people go for the like, and then I'm going to betray them at the last minute and they'll never see it coming sort of a thing. It's hard. That is hard, yeah. Oh, I miss Zach too. Zach was a very fun character. I think I do think sometimes it requires some kind of a story. I'm trying to think of what the term is, but like we talked about this a lot when we were setting up Deadbeats. So like my original pitch for Deadbeats was there's 3 cops, there's 3 convicts, and you know, for whatever story reason we decide on, they have to travel together, right? Like maybe the cops are, you know, transferring the convicts to another prison and something goes wrong, or I don't know, you know. And we talked a lot about like it's more compelling if the characters aren't forced, like if the convict characters aren't forced to be there, right? If they have, if it's not like they're literally shackled to the other characters, you know, in one way or another. But then that creates the situation of like, but then why would they stay there, right? And a lot of times it comes down to their goals, their bonds, their, you know, their own individual reasons. Can we figure out a way for, you know, these potentially evil characters to want to be there? What is that situation, you know? We talked about that a ton. Because look, I'm I'm a fanfic kid, so I was like, we could make it so that like one convict is somehow like bound to one cop, right? And like with shard tech and whatever, they just literally can't like be a certain distance away from each other. And Brett was like, no, we're not doing anything like that. And I was like, that's fair. That's fair. I did have that idea, yeah. Because I love that shit. The villain chained to the hero, yes. And I did do that in a campaign once where I was like, I want to be... Because somebody was playing a paladin, and I was like, I want to be a convict that got... This was in a campaign a while ago, but I was like, I want to be a convict that is helping with an investigation, and I'm like bound to that paladin. And the player who's playing the paladin was like, yeah, okay. And it created a really funny situation because I 100% tried to run. While the paladin was in the middle of a fight, I was like, bye. It is good soup. Shit like that, plot bunnies like that, I love them. But in a long running campaign where it's like we need like good you know, plot hooks and stuff. Not as interesting to be like, yeah, they just can't get away from each other. They can't. It's illegal. Are there any systems you've been wanting to try and you haven't had the chance? Yes. A couple of people actually, including our mod Alex, sent me the character sheet for the Goblin game. So thank you very much for that. Wait, where is that now? Where did it go? Is it in a different... Is it in a different... It's fine, it doesn't matter. There's a goblin game where you play a bunch of different goblins that you play in sequence. And the intention is that, like, from what I understand, you have a goal, and the likelihood that, like, you can complete that goal with one goblin is basically 0. So you have a bunch of goblins all, like, prepped up and ready to go, and when one dies, you just play the next one. It looks very funny. I've never been able to put together a group to play it. That red string of fate, goodness. Exactly, that shit. I hate you, but my heart hurts if I'm away from you for too long. That's so wild. Is that why your characters and Jesse's characters often butt heads? Which reason? I would like to be in a duo of characters that's a rogue and a paladin who are a convict and a parole officer. I like that. That's cute. I've also been a player of Fiasco, but I've never tried to run Fiasco, and it's been years. I'd like to play Fiasco again. There's a system called Cairn, C-A-I-R-N, Cairn, that I'm very interested in, where the only way that you get stronger is by dying. Yeah, there's a bunch of systems that I think are really interesting. No, don't apologize. I think that's a nice end for that character, yeah. I do want to DM again. Yeah, I've been talking with a couple people about just doing little off-stream one-shots of different systems just to, like, try them out, you know? Your Hollow Knight stream inspired me to DM. It led me to have a group where we've lasted 40+ sessions. Oh my god, really? Oh, that's so great. Congrats. You've DM'd way more than me now. So I'm very proud to have inspired that. My mom next to me is currently watching a show about Brits fixing up farm chateaus. Nice. Absolutely. Yes, I've heard Kids on Bikes is also very fun. And I like that there's, like, variations on it. Kids with brooms and... what's the sci-fi one? I can't remember. Oh, thank you, Demigod. Yeah, we're doing good. We're starting to move into our new place, which is stressful but very fun. Also, heard some nerds is a very good phrase. I like that a lot. Congrats on the new house. Thank you. I've been curious how Wander Home is as well. People bring that up all the time. From what I understand, it's a pretty simple rule set. And it looks very cute. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. Oh, that makes me very happy that some of you guys have gotten into TTRPGs because we talk about them so often here. That's so fun. How do you come up with characters? I feel like mine end up kind of bland. Again, like a major flaw is usually a good starting point for me. I also try to think about what I've been playing recently, and I try to do something different. There are plenty of examples of me not doing that at all, but like I try to think of something different to do. Those are kind of the major starting points for me. Yeah. So like if I was gonna make a character right now, the two sort of like archetypes I've talked about recently that I haven't played ever or in a long time are like a hyper femme sort of like confident sort of character, and an old lady. I would love to play an old lady in something. We were talking about that. I think I was talking about that with Brett. So I'd be like, okay, I can do one of those. That could be fun. And then I'd be like, okay, so what's their deal? Like, what's wrong with them? You know? And I think like with an old lady character, I think it's probably really easy to be like, okay, well, you know, everybody expects the old lady to be really nurturing, so maybe she's just not. Maybe she like says really out of pocket shit all the time. Maybe, you know, okay, like spinning from there, okay, well, maybe like if I know enough about the world, I can sort of come up with like ways in which she's very like stuck in the past, you know. She could be like have like really weird sensibilities about things. She could say stuff that's very like, no, grandma, you know, like kind of a thing. Can I do that in a way where it's fun and not like uncomfortable? How would I do that? That could, you know, that could be an interesting angle. Like, is she mean about it on purpose, or is she like nice but like accidentally says shit, you know? And then it would like spin off in some sort of weird direction that way, you know? And then, yeah, like femme fatale sort of thing is not my area at all. A femme fatale, again, if you were going to say like what's normally a flaw for that sort of a character, they're normally mean, right? They're normally mean, but also overconfident. You could definitely go in some fun directions with overconfidence, right? Like, do they tend to not like seek out other opinions before making a decision about things? Would they do things you know, sort of impulsively, or sort of assume that they're always right? Would they be very self-righteous about shit? Alis was a very self-righteous character that I played. So I thought about that sort of a thing a lot, but you could definitely do that same sort of a thing with a femme fatale sort of character. Yeah, so it's like, okay, I want to play this archetype. How do I play that in a way where it's fun for me, you know? And normally that means figuring out, like, what are they bad at? What's the thing about them that makes them just, like, annoying to be around sometimes, you know? And then from there you can go, okay, but these are the good things about them. These are the areas where they excel, you know? And then you can focus on the bright spots in that character. sassy, strong lady that has tummy issues. You know? Hi, Jesse. What is this?
Jessup, you want to play more Saint Maker?
I don't want to play. The fans demand it. I like that reading it that way. It's like, I don't like this game. I don't like this game, but the fans do. You don't have to apologize. We are blessed by your presence. Carry on momming the internet. I'm teaching people how to make characters that are annoying. If that counts as momming. And this is where Jesse says something like, well, you are very good at that. I'm waiting. Thank you. Yeah, can you imagine if he just pieced the fuck out right as I was saying that? I was just left hanging that whole time. Sobs. Here, Jesse, let me message you. Yeah. Okay, I've messaged you, Jessup. This doc is making me miss tabletop player shenanigans. Thank you. Yeah, it's starting to get long, but I'm not mad about it. A little bit longer and I'll have that like I don't even know what you would call that archetype. There's an anime character that has this hair, except the back needs to be a little longer. Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate you swinging by to say hi. You and Sam can have matching hair buns. Hair buns? Not this guy. Yeah, I think, like, the reason I think flaws are so invaluable and like really solidifying them is because it's really easy to make kind of a one-dimensional character, you know? It would be very easy to be like, okay, I'm a warlock and I'm kind of emo, right? And so when I play this character, they don't talk very much, and you know, I don't feel super comfortable like engaging in RP a lot, so that'll work really well for me. And I'll just do a lot of like, you know, I'll just seem really annoyed all the time. And like, okay, but I think you can develop that more, right? In that situation, you could be like, okay, so they're annoyed easily, or they don't want to be on this adventure, so why are they on this adventure, right? Like, what's keeping them there? And then find the bright spot. Like, what are they really good at? What do they care about? You know, all that sort of stuff. It just adds dimension to how you play the character. Figuring out that it doesn't mean that you have to, you know, write up like a 40-page backstory. It's just like, you know, what is the thing that when you're here we go. I want you to come up with 2 things for your character, right? This one is when everybody else at the party is at a pub and you're not there. What are they bitching about you that just drives them fucking crazy? And then the other one is like, what really gets your gears going, you know? Like, what is the thing that makes you like light up and so excited? Figure out those 2 things about a character, and you can kind of like spitball from there, I think. I just came off of Godforge. How's the lip doing? It's fine. It is fine. Yeah. It was only like a day, I want to say, that it was a super obvious cut on my lip. Thank goodness. I had a very successful NPC whose name was Douche Nukem, and his hands were sharks. That's amazing. Yeah, I think so too. I think if you have somebody in your life that you feel like you can spitball a character with, that's super valuable. Who knows, like, the right sort of questions to ask you. Sometimes that's your DM. Sometimes your DM can help you fill in all of those blanks as well. Did the warts go back to Wart Island? No, I still haven't bought the wart stuff. I keep forgetting about it. Soon there will be 3. There already are 3. There's been 3. Four. Okay. Nice. Good correction. Last Sunday, I had a person who was teaching a Discord community about the video game medium join my stream. I told them to check this stream because Dodger is a better variety streamer. Thank you very much. Yesterday, they stopped by again and said, you know, I was just looking for a Minesweeper player. Thanks for the shout out. Yes! Minesweeper. It's a language all its own, dude. Mm-hmm. Strong brand. The #1 Minesweeper streamer. I don't want to say that, but when I do play it, typically not many other people are playing it. So it's really easy to corner a niche in that sort of way. I know 2 streamers that unironically stream Minesweeper, and they're both great. You and the VTuber Girl DM. I'm gonna go look at them right now. It says they don't exist. Girl underscore DM? Or is it all one word? Girl underscore DM underscore. We did it. Teal hair, pigtail, cat girl. Nice. I'm gonna message her and be like, I hear that you play Minesweeper. Yeah, we can play that. We can play that browser Minesweeper game where you're like competing against other people. Wait, that would actually be very fun. I should get a group together to do that. That would be very fun. Is Minesweeper 99 a thing? No, but there is a Minesweeper where there's a bunch of people all playing at the same time on the same board. And you get points for like every correct mine you hit, basically. Yeah, I saw that Gassy was in this most recent, is in Crew 3 as well for Last Call. He's gonna be the Jesse. He's gonna be the Jesse of Last Call. When we first did Co-optional podcast, it was gonna be me and John, and we had Jesse on as a guest, and then Jesse was like, I'm still free, I can come back. Came back, and then we were like, okay, never mind, Jesse's just gonna be here forever. Because this works. We'll just keep him. Any expected downtime from streaming as you move houses? There shouldn't be. Because we should have the right amount of overlap where internet gets set up at the new house, and then we take our work setups and just take them over. That's the plan. So there should hopefully not be any downtime at all. I came in to say new house hype. Congrats. Thank you. We're very happy. I'm so sore from moving stuff this weekend. But I'm very happy. Yeah, oh my god. Clark was asking me to lay in like the most uncomfortable position at bedtime, and I was like, honey, everything hurts. Everything hurts. It all hurts. I don't. The other really funny thing is all day today, Clark would go into different rooms and be like, how come there's so much stuff missing? And I'd go, because we did a big part of the move yesterday, honey. And she'd go, oh, that's right. But it happened like 3 times. She went into the living room and was like, the living room's so empty. Where are all my toys? And I was like, at the new house, homie. And then she sat down at the table in the kitchen and was like, I want to make a headband. I need hot glue. And I was like, we don't have the hot glue here. And she was like, where is it? It's like, at the house. The new house. And like her bookshelf is at the new house now with a bunch of her books. So she went into her room and she was like, where's my bookshelf? In your new room, dude. Yeah, for sure. She's obviously very tired today. Not goofing. Like, was actually just exhausted all day. Like, every little inconvenience was like a huge deal. Yeah. She's not very attached to this house. She has to look at pictures of herself when she was a baby tonight. So I showed her a bunch of pictures of herself as a baby, and a lot of them are us in the first house that we moved to when we came to England, right? The house that when we drive by it, she goes, that's our old house. I miss it, you know? And I kept being like, do you know what house this is? Do you know where we are? And she was like, no, she doesn't recognize any bit of that house, you know? And I finally was like, all of these pictures are from the first, like the house that we drive by sometimes. And you say, I miss that house. But it's funny because I don't think you remember a lot of it. And she was like, yeah, maybe if we go there and we look inside, then I'll remember it better. And I was like, well, we're not going to do that though, because we don't know the people that live in that house anymore. And we're not going to just drop in on them so you can like take a gander. And she got so upset, like, what do you mean? I can't go back in that house? And I was like, we don't live in that house, dude. I don't think there are plans for us to ever go back in that house. No. And she was really upset about it. And I was like, if it helps, this house that we're moving into now, we plan on being in for like 20 plus years. So, you know, you won't have to deal with having an old house for, you know, like this will be our new old house, right? But like there won't be another one for a long time, hopefully. That did not help. It was Clark's house first. Clark referred to as dude is always entertaining to me. I call her all kinds of shit. But she did inform me tonight that it upsets her if I call her butthead, which is fair. She was getting so out of pocket at bedtime. And I was like, you were being such a butthead. And she looked at me and was like, Mommy, it really upsets me when you call me butthead. I don't like that. And I was like, okay, that's fair. I'm very sorry that I called you butthead. But you were being a pill. If we're being totally honest, like the tone that you were taking with me is out of hand. And she was like, okay, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry too. And we hugged and I was like, I won't call you butthead anymore. She was like, okay. So we're back to calling her homie all the time. I love that communication. Oh my god. On the moving day, she was upstairs. She was like playing with her toys in her new bedroom or whatever. I came downstairs to work on the kitchen. And I hear Clark at the top of the stairs go, "Mommy, why did you go downstairs?" And my mother-in-law was like, here it comes, the emotional manipulation. She's like, "Mommy, why did you go downstairs? Why would you leave me up here all alone?" And I was like, "You can come downstairs, dude." And she was like, "It makes me really sad that you left me up here all by myself." And I was like, "Clark, we are up and down the stairs. We've been going up and down the stairs all day so far. I didn't leave you up there on purpose. You're hanging out in your room. That's fine. If you want to come downstairs, that's cool. You can go anywhere in this house you want. It's your house too." But I'm like doing stuff, you know? And she was like, "Fine." It was very thick. I see how it is, mother. Yeah. It was good. Clarky is the most dramatic. Just about as dramatic as I was at her age, yeah. Why did you abandon? Why did you leave me up here? She and my niece had so much fun, though. My niece came over today, and she and Clark were just tearing through the house, playing with dolls, playing hide and seek, all sorts of stuff. I was like, this is so fun. I love this. But I do need to paint those rooms. I have to. The like main living room is all brick, which is so great. So I don't have to do shit to that, right? Like, be brick. I love that. Continuing with the bright color scheme, though, the walls that aren't brick are primary color yellow. It kind of works. I'm kind of fine with it. You know, yellow is a very me color. I'm cool with that. So it's really up to Sam if he gives enough of a shit for us to change it or not. If he doesn't, I'll probably just leave it. But the red room is being changed, and the green room is being changed too. Wouldn't you want to do most of that painting, etc., before moving in? Sure, if possible. And if not possible, then we'll do it later. We don't have a moving day. It entirely depends on when the internet gets set up. But potentially, we'll hit the point where it's like, well, the only things that are really left to move are the beds. Honestly, I'm fine with... We have unlimited data on our phones, so, like, I'm fine with us not having internet at the house for a little bit, you know? Because we'll still have this place to work from. So do we need the internet at the new house right away? Not really, you know? Yes. Yeah. So our bedroom is bright green. Clark's bedroom has birdcage wallpaper with bright pink flowers, which I think is one of the major reasons that she was like, this is my room, obviously. A couple of the rooms are just beige. That's fine. That's easy to work with. The entryway when you walk in is orange and like a sparkly disco wallpaper. Again, I love those. I will not be changing them. The primary wallpaper upstairs, like in the hallway and everything, is palm tree wallpaper. I will be getting rid of that immediately. The dining room and also the bathroom are bright red. Hate that. Got nothing against red, but I do not want to be eating in a room that is bright red. Absolutely not. And I think that's the majority of it. So I was saying, I think like the red room, I can skew a bit more toward like a mauve-y color and work with that. I think I can do that. Our bedroom, I think I can skew a bit more toward like that tealy sort of beetle wing green, or a bit more like sage colored, like something like that. And that way, again, like the base colors can act kind of like a primer almost. But yeah. The orange when you walk in the door, love it. The yellow in the living room area, love it. Or at the very least I can work with it, you know. Is there something you think you'll look back and miss after moving? Look back and miss. What do you mean? Like stuff that we'll regret changing? Or stuff that we're forgetting to do before we move? Oh, I thought maybe miss not having stuff close by, for example, since you said it's more remote. Oh, no, not really. Either way, we're already rural. We already can't walk anywhere, you know? So, we still have to get in a car. It's just we have to drive a little bit more than we do now. No, I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, you know, I think a lot of the like, man, this is way less convenient happened when we first moved away from LA. In LA, it was like everything is so convenient. You know, you can have literally anything delivered to you. You can find any type of food possible. It's all probably open, you know, until 3 a.m. Like you know, it's a totally different culture, like the city culture, you know. And so when we moved out here initially, we were in like a town kind of, so we were closer to stuff, but it was still like, oh, we can get kebab and pizza delivered here, and that's like pretty much it, you know. And then we moved here, and it's even more rural, but oddly enough, we can get more delivered here than we could at the old place. And I haven't even looked at like what delivery stuff is available at this farm. I would guess not much, though. Can you bike anywhere from the new farm? It would probably take like 20 to 30 minutes of biking to get somewhere. I don't know. I would have to look. Yes, we should be able to get good internet. So that's good. That was a pleasant surprise. We should be in the right, like, sort of catchment area to get good internet. I don't get deliveries super often, so I'm, like, not fussed about it. But Sam does. Sam's a big pizza boy, you know? We do still get HelloFresh, yeah. It's nice. I might cancel it for a while, though, after we move. Just, like, so we can sort of get into the groove of stuff. You might say to yourself, Dodger, you should do the opposite and keep the HelloFresh going until you get situated. But, like, I don't know. For some reason, my brain is like, no, don't do that. No, because, like, there's a really nice, like, stove in this house and stuff. I want to start using that shit right away if possible. We just have to get a fridge in that house. It is not an aga, no. It's a, what are they called? Range Master. It's wild. Wait! Oh my god. I think a Range Master is an aga. Wait, this is so funny. Is it? Holy shit, it is. It's still an aga, yeah. But an aga that actually works. The logo on it is totally different, so I didn't realize. I do not know how to tan a hide. No, my family were not hunters at all. I didn't learn how to do any of that sort of stuff. Oh, here's the cracks knuckles. Here's the animal blurb. We have plenty of animals already. We have plenty of animals. We have to get all of them situated, get them nice, happy, and comfortable, and make sure that we are integrating all of the things required of us to keep them happy, safe, and comfortable into our schedule. And way down the line, yes, we would love to have more animals. It will not be anytime soon. So my mother and father-in-law are also going to be living on the property in a different building. They have 3 dogs. And then my sister-in-law is going to be boarding all of her ferrets, which is a bunch of ferrets, and her 2 tortoises and her lizards on our property. So some of those are indoor and some of them are outdoor. And then we have the 2 cats and the 3 chickens. We're going to be getting more chickens eventually that are, I believe, going to be my mother-in-law's. And then, that's it. I think that's plenty to start, though. Yeah, and Sam and I would love to have a pig. But that'll be down the line. Family menagerie, yeah. I have no desire to have a cow. No. I don't want a cow. I don't want horses. Clark wants horses, but like she doesn't understand how much work it takes to take care of horses. I do. I don't want horses. I don't want cows. I don't want sheep. Sheep are so stupid. I love sheep. I don't want sheep though. Goats maybe. I really like goats actually. Maybe ducks. Other like sort of fowl that can get along with the chickens. I'd be totally down for. But yeah, I don't have any desire to have cows, horses, sheep, any of that. Oh my god, I follow a couple of people who have like little quail containers. They're so cute, dude. They just run around and lay little baby eggs. They're just very cute. No. Alpacas are mean to me. And definitely not a llama. But alpacas bully the shit out of me. I'm not fucking around with alpacas again. Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know my life experience, I grew up on a big piece of property that at one time was a ranch, so it had lots of animals. We had tons of horses, like multi-generations of horses. We had sheep, we had pigs, we had the whole thing. And then my dad got really sick, and he was the one primarily taking care of them, and so we auctioned them all off. But I grew up around a bunch of different types of animals. And then as an adult, I worked on a farm for a while. And the lady that I worked for, was a big textile worker. And so she had a bunch of alpacas and would shear them and then sell their wool and like spin it and all of that sort of stuff. So sometimes I had to take care of the alpacas, and they loved how short I was. They loved it, and they fucking bullied the shit out of me. I'm not doing it. Not again. So I'm coming into talking about getting farm animals. I'm coming into that with a decent amount of life experience with farm animals. Which is why I'm trying to be very cautious about how quickly we get more animals, as well as making sure that we're really knowledgeable about the exact type of animal that we're getting and how to take care of it, you know? Because every animal is just so unique. Their needs are so unique, you know? Sworn enemy of alpacas. They're cute. They're very cute. If it's not wacky sitcom levels of animal care, what's even the point? Occasionally I'll stumble onto videos of like people that run like animal rescues. And I'll always send them to Nancy, my sister-in-law, because I know that's like her dream, is to just have her job be just like hanging out with a bunch of random animals. The idea of that stresses me the fuck out. There's plenty of stuff we want to do to the place. None of it is necessary. None of it is like we have to do it now. The number one priority is setting Sam up with somewhere to work. So technically that's some work to do. But any like renovating or any of that sort of shit, I don't care about that yet. We don't need to do any of that right away. Sam and I love large dogs. My mom is deathly allergic to dogs. So, there have been some breeds in the past that she's done okay with in small doses. But there have also been breeds that she's been around and had to immediately go to the hospital. So, this is why Sam and I have talked about getting pigs instead, because they are also very loving and sweet and smart. And my mom wouldn't be allergic to them. Pigs are just naked dogs, you know? Pigs are very big. So are dogs sometimes. Hi, cat. Yeah, I really like poodles. I don't know if my mom's ever... I wouldn't want to like get a poodle and have it like standard poodles. I think they're so pretty. I wouldn't want to get one thinking to myself, my mom will probably be fine, and then have that not be the case. I don't know if she's ever been around a standard poodle, like to the extent to know whether or not she's okay around them. Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't know that she knows if it's like the dander, the saliva, or I don't know that I don't know that we've ever pinpointed that. Been living off-grid in a cabin for the last 3 years. It's been a journey. Oh my goodness. That's a commitment. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope it's been the right call for you. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I'll message her and be like, hey, will you go hang out with a poodle for a hot minute for me and let me know how you feel? We're changing gears. It's proving to be a bit much for two people who work full-time in tech. Yeah. Yeah, I've thought that before about, like, you know, I would not want to do it, but I like watching videos of people who are like, I bought a school bus and I work out of it. And, you know, I just, like, whenever we're in a place that has internet, then I use the internet to do my job. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how that's sustainable if you need the internet to do your job, but you have it, like, really intermittently or, like, not at all unless you actively seek it out. That seems very stressful to me. Oh, the property we bought was supposed to be ready to connect to everything and it wasn't. So we've made do. Weird pioneer life. Oh my god. Wait, you didn't even... It wasn't even the plan to do that? You just act like it just wound up being that way? Oh, that sounds terrible. Yeah, my aunt had a Yorkshire Terrier, and my mom could be around him in small doses, but it was not like she's totally fine around him, you know? Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is like that's what Sam has said before. I've been like I would love to be like as self-sustaining as possible. I find that appealing. Um my dad, when he originally bought the farm that they still own in Oregon, his plan was like, we are going to be homesteaders, right? We're not going to, we don't need the man. We're going to do it all ourselves, right? And the amount of work involved in setting that up is just unreal. So that did not happen. But like, so I'm not going into this farm thinking to myself, we are going to be homesteaders, right? But I do find the idea appealing of like growing the majority of our own vegetables. I think that would be fantastic if we can, you know, get into the swing of like preserving and everything. I think that's not all of it, but like a lot of it. I think that's an achievable goal in a few years to get a system going that is like consistent and reliable that way. You know, stuff like that I think is achievable. But when I've talked with Sam about this sort of stuff, he's always like, I don't care. I'm fine with all that shit. Do we have internet? As long as we have internet, I will deal with anything. I don't care. I just need internet. Yeah, you know, in a few years, hopefully we'll have a good system with prepping and canning and gardening and all of that sort of stuff. And then, you know, 10 to 15 years down, that's when I can set up my bunker. Sam is Sebastian from Stardew. Kind of, yeah. Like, I'll put up with this because I love you. But some days I will just want to stay in bed all day and then play video games. I get it. A simple creature. Mm-hmm. He knows his needs, you know. My husband is a gamer and programmer. He's decided internet, bed, and bath would be all that he needs. Yeah. Clark was giving my friend like a tour of the house today and was showing her the bathroom and was like, Daddy, of course, wants to take out the tub and put in a bigger tub. And my friend was like, well, of course, naturally. And she was like, of course. Because that's like the primary thing Sam has said to her about the place is like, I want a bathtub that I fit in. That's all I want. That's all I want out of this house. It's good internet and a tub that I can actually take a bath in, and then I will be set. I'll be happy. I could live the rest of my life in that situation. A tall person goal, exactly. Yeah. We have never had a home where he could fit in the bathtub. And that's not fair, you know? I don't even like baths. He's the one who likes baths. And he doesn't fit. So, it's our house now. It's our house now, so whatever we gotta gut to get this man a bathtub, that's on the list, you know? Oh my gosh, and not to freak you out about a jacuzzi, but we had a jacuzzi bathtub in the house that we were in Los Angeles, which Sam also didn't fit in very well. It still wasn't big enough, but it was a nightmare to clean. The jets are so hard to clean, and it felt like no matter how much we cleaned it, there was still gunk in them all the time. It was just a weird tub. It's created a situation where I like don't trust jacuzzi tubs to not be like kind of gross. Yeah, I don't know. I've asked Sam about that too. Somebody suggested a company called OmniTub. I've suggested to Sam before, like, would you like kind of the Japanese style, like, sitting tub? And I don't think he was super keen on that, but it should be an option. Thermonove? I've never heard of that. Put an old rusty tub out in the garden. You goof, but I've told Sam I want to do that. Roman time travels to modern Japan and then goes back to ancient Roman times and implements bath features. Perfect. There's an anime for everything, truly. Okay. I'm flagging. I'm starting to get seepy. I've had a very big weekend, but I'm so glad that we got to do a little stream. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I'm gonna bring up our stuff and read that off. Okay, let's see what this person is doing. The Gaynadian playing Dying Light. Nice. Okay, so that's who we will raid. In the meantime, let me read off the activity feed. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate it. Sorry I've been so sleepy. Kriegier, thank you for the 94 months. Paradox Lights for the 52. Fluid Art for the 73. Pajama Mat for the 69. Kane Ray for the 6 years. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oven Fried Rice for the 68. Light for the 58. American Duchess for the 40. Gimmelresh for the 97. Astral Mother, thank you for the raid. I'm sorry that I missed that. Twigbot, thank you for the 20. Nelly G for the gifted sub. Astral Mother for the 33. Daryl Bigums for the 80, Eskimo for the 61, Dorian for the 77, Johnny Mac for the 4 years. Happy anniversary to you as well. Thank you very much. Tetsu for the 47, Siru for the 14, Exoven for the 77, Solar Blitz for the 80, Ivan for the 57, Evil Crash for the 96. Happy 8 years. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oddball Wizard, thank you for the 27. Merlin Herc for the 79. Kai Kendo for the 28. Arctic Red Fox for the 42. El Zilko for the 55. And Loper Panda for the 90. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta sleep. I'm fading fast, dude. Okay, we're gonna go raid the Gaynadian. Go say hi. Spread love, spread joy. Tomorrow's Monday. I'll be back doing my thing. Okay? So thank you all very much. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.